greetings, beloveds. Greetings. When you come in, let me know where you're coming in from. I'm just sitting over here lighting my sage. You already know we have the sage, right? So, I don't want it to be too strong, but we got to move with it, okay? How are you? How are you, beloved? You're good? Good, good, good. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in the chat. Yes, that's my lighter. Great. Go ahead, get your crystals. Get your crystals. All right. Ashe Divine. Give all divine gratitude. When you come in, remember to put your bell in the chat. Okay? Remember to put your bell in the chat. Yes. Hello, we got that sage. You already know. Open up the portalways. Open up the portalways. Let me go ahead and cover that. Definitely covering that. We don't want to get everything everywhere. How are you? I'm waiting. Of course, I'm going to wait just a little bit longer, just a little bit. Go ahead, grab your crystals. You know how we do. Grab your crystals. Okay. Whichever crystal you've already been vibrating with, let's go ahead and do that. I have been tapping into amethyst, which is all about peace, clarity, as well as protection. Okay, so this is where I have been really honing in on doing the breath work as well, because that's needed. Okay, so for those of you that are new, you know, we come in, we open up, we're putting a bell in the chat, we grab our crystals, we also go ahead and grab our journal book, our dream book, our full moon book, you know, but definitely our tarot book in regards to each time you come in, whether it be with me or someone else, you are tapping into your divine divinity, okay? I'm Empress Yamaya, for those of you that don't know, but most of you already do, but I'm pleased to have you here regardless of. And so what I do is I touch on divination work, I touch on the spiritual side of self, and I will do intuitive reads for the divine self. So in general, we will go across what it is that we need. Okay, so sometimes I'll touch with the oracle card, the traditional deck, and I have several different ones that I use, so I cross over. As I said, the oracle, we'll do the manifestation, we'll work with the regular tarot as well, and of course my favorite, we will work with our Kemetic ones, you know, our hieroglyphs, which most of you know. If not, I'm definitely a hieroglyph priestess, honey. I gotta have it. I got to have it. So how are you? How are you doing? How are you, beloved? How is that? Is that Roxy? Ronnie? I can't really see what that says. 24 awake, though. I can see that. How are you, beloved? So we're going to speak about, in general, I've opened up the portal ways with the bell. Okay, so spiritually, that's just open up the portal ways, as far as the west is from the east and the south is from the north, and just in our whole totality. Okay, so go ahead, center yourself. We want to start with that breath work first, because that is the divine source that works in all of us, through all of us, to all of us, by all of us, for all of us. Okay, so inner working, start from your core. Inhale deep, not the chest, the core. Inhale, inhale. And you want to exhale, release slowly. Again, inhale. Hold at the chest. Exhale, release slowly. How are you, beloved? Let me know where you're coming in from. I have taken upon myself here to deal with what we're manifesting, okay? What it is we're manifesting right now, what it is we should be looking at, okay? So, again, divination works, tarot reading, cards, this sort of thing, it works based on your awareness, your self-awareness, your willingness to be aware of certain things that are going on in your life. So that is overall what I advocate for. Okay, liberation. Okay, religion is religion. You can choose to serve whoever it is, deem however you choose to for yourself. But as long as it gives you liberation, we all need liberation. Okay, so any type of practice that causes you liberation from any past traumas, any mindset that may be holding you back or down, I am all for that. Okay. A liberation of divine self. So ooh, look at that. And what did I say? Liberation, but look what popped out. Okay, flipped over. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, let me go ahead and read that. You will find so much fulfillment in working for yourself and truly believing in that. Well, we're just talking about liberation. This is from the manifestation deck. Okay, what we're manifesting. Okay, that's what we're manifesting. Let's try one more card, Divine Source. Now, when I say source, I mean that very breath, okay? That is working in me right now, that's working in you right now, even though you're on who knows? You're in your office, your bedroom, your car, wherever you're watching me. That source is the one I'm talking about right now. And that's the source as I read, or anytime you come into any of my readings or have private classes with me, sessions, do enter and understand I'm talking about that source. Okay, that's the powerful source. Look at freedom and location. Okay, hello. A truly prosperous life is one with freedom to travel and freedom to live in the locations that you desire. So this is what we're manifesting right now. So being an advocate for your own life and having the freedom to move about where you deem appropriate, okay? Shall we do one more? Greetings, beloved. Greetings. Ooh, honey. Well, that was quick. Decision making. Again, we're talking about what it is we need to be focusing on as an individual. Of course, the collective is going to be on some certain things, which not often, or I should say more often than not, sometimes that particular group consciousness is with fear. So we want to, step back from that. We just had the Lion's Gate, so this is why I'm also being led to what do we need to focus on. And the next one out was the decision. Okay, so making that decision. The first step to achieving your dreams is committing to making them a reality. Okay, and this is from the manifestation. So there was 3 cards that we pulled out from the manifestation deck, which I absolutely love. And I do trust and believe that oftentimes we all need to just tap into self to be able to direct thyself. So, of course, being an advocate, having that freedom and location. Of course, with you being an advocate for yourself, you're gonna make those moves that are gonna give you that freedom first within your mind. I always say, stand in your square, be seated on your throne, and rule from here. So that's going to give you that, and it's going to give you that clarity to be able to make those proper decisions for your life, okay? And that would impact other people to do the same. I am going to cross with a general read from the tarot deck. So from our traditional deck, okay? Greetings. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am just going to cut the cards just a little bit. Hi. Greetings. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut the cards with a general spread. What I would like to know, too, is anyone seeing those numbers? What numbers are you seeing? I know I see numbers all the time, okay? But are we having that awareness to what those numbers mean exactly? What are the numbers you're seeing? I see the 3s, which is a portal number for me. That has to do with a lot of ascension. Definitely spirit guides speak to me through that number 3. So it's also about that personal alignment and creativity. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck. I'm going to split the deck. So that's basically dividing it into 3 parts and then coming back. And I can choose to go in between or top or bottom. Of course you can get a reading. Of course you can get a reading. You have to let me know in the chat. So go in or below the video and put it in. It should have a link inside. If not now, it definitely will have one later. Oh my goodness, you're a Virgo? My gosh. You're a Virgo? You're absolutely my polar opposite, okay? Earth sign, you earth sign, okay? Full of earth. You can be very stern. We had to have you tap into that spiritual realm, so I'm pleased that you're actually here. Because, ooh, you as a Virgo and being able to tap into that spirit realm, you're going to manifest a lot. Okay, so I'm pulling from the middle of the deck. Ooh, look at that, look at that. So a 10 of swords, right? 10 of swords, what were we discussing? We're talking about being an advocate for yourself, right? Having that freedom and location, being able to make that decision. So you will put an ending or defeat any of those particular situations that don't line up and service your highest good, which is backbiting, betrayal, your enemies, bitterness, any failure of collapse, exhausting the self. Goodness, this is what I'm talking about, honey. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to focus on right here. So crossing, okay, crossing that energy on just what I would call the mundane, or more importantly, that earth, which is the temple. All right, look, my Virgo, goodness me, I have a lot of Virgos around me. Y'all are so special. All of us are special, to be quite frank, but we all have that little special signature touch, you know, that sort of thing. All right, so what else is it that we would need to know in regards to the self? All right, so, okay, so the Knight of Swords, which, of course, this makes so much sense as well in regards to ending certain areas of our lives, as far as backbiting, different difficulties, this sort of thing. We're talking about the same thing. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, most definitely big challenges, opportunities, seizing the moment, jumping in and arriving at the destination that you choose to. This is what I'm talking about, okay? Which makes sense. Again, that validates you being able to end any type of difficulties that may align themselves, that don't service your highest good, but also your life purpose and path. So I'm going to do one more as well, Divine Source. So tell me, what numbers are you guys seeing? All right, what numbers are you seeing consistently? What are they? All right, Divine Source, one more for the collective. And remember, as it services your highest good, this is how you want to move and operate, okay? And we may cut the deck. Greetings. Make sure that you get your crystal, okay? Yes, beloved, get your crystals. whatever crystal is. Go into a crystal store, a shop, okay. Go into a crystal store, shop, and just sit there for a minute. Do some deep breaths. Walk around. That crystal that needs to vibrate in your life, oh, it's gonna draw yourself. You're gonna be drawn to it like a magnet. But you gotta trust it. A lot of people just don't trust. Okay, well, somewhere along the road of life, experiencing life, I should say, we stop trusting that inner working, that inner child. So on the third card from our traditional deck, which would be the Earth deck, you know, that cuts across, as far as most people in the collective consciousness, we stay at a certain state. So we're talking about that. We're talking about friendships. So it would be in a Three of Cups. All right. So for ourselves, again, what are we manifesting for ourselves? So it's reunion, celebrations, as well as parties, socializing, indulgence, weddings, so on and so forth. So this could be very much something that you are manifesting for yourself in this particular time and season. And that's from our traditional tarot. Now, I don't know if I would do a soulmate because I think we want to wait on the soulmate. I will go back to another oracle card when it comes to now. We see what it is we're manifesting for ourselves and the avenues in which we are progressing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do another oracle pull from another oracle deck. Now servicing our highest self with that. So 333, that's definitely a protective number. 1 is that master number, and 2 is that life purpose and path. I'm gonna go ahead and pull as well as cut the deck. Most definitely, I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Let's see, oh honey, what is it, divine source, that works in us, through us, around us, to us, for us, and by us? So what is that we need to know about self? I like it. Flipped out the deck. Rest. I like it. Most definitely. Absolutely love it. The rest, because oftentimes we are doing this. Let's go back to the beginning. In the middle. We're fighting those particular battles, okay? The night ones, we're fighting those battles, okay? We need to get to a point where we can rest, all right? And as well, we were discussing in our divination session that oftentimes we pick up swords. We pick up swords and we carry those same swords that we needed for another season into a new season, and we don't need those. So you definitely want to be able to give yourself that rest that you need. All right, so I'm definitely going to pull some more and see. Tell me. Now you guys have to speak back to me, okay? You definitely have to speak back to me. I can see some of the things that you're saying, and we answer accordingly. Let's Maya source. There's what else it is that we would need to be seeing with self. Thank you. Focus that intentions. Focus the intentions. A lot wants to come out. The cards get heavier, and they move. They move faster. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I like it, baby. Yes. Wisdom. Having that wisdom. In that rest, look at this. In that rest, you're going to receive that wisdom. Many of us, I know I did as well, didn't realize that I needed to rest. I needed to create to be able to see the next step. You don't think so because you feel like, okay, you got to keep your foot on the gas. Not that you don't. And what I mean by that is it's not that you don't have to proceed forward in your walk, but you do have to take time to get that rest so you can seek out that wisdom that lies within. All right. So one more from the Oracle deck. One more. Yes, beloved, wisdom is the key. Wisdom is the key. We all move in that, our wisdom, but we have to be willing to learn lessons, though. That's the other thing. So in this Lion's Gate, we want to be able to open ourselves up to learning from our previous mistakes. Not all the time do I like to call them mistakes, because oftentimes they're movements that you have to make in order for you to see the clear path. So tell us, Divine Source, what else is there? I'm going to go ahead and divide the cards again. We're going to have, let's see what we got. Most definitely. Most definitely. No, I won't do a love read. I won't do a love read on this one. But look at this. Okay. Well, clearly, Source is saying, okay, well, we need to put up that because we'll pop out the deck. Okay. Okay. Love. And how about the lights went out too, honey? Love. Really? Okay. So Spirit is saying, okay, we need to know about that love, that divine love. That's our third card, okay, from Wisdom. So I guess I will be going to the love deck. So let's see what's happening in our love, okay? So our soulmate, so we'll call it that. But at the same time, we're talking about ourselves, right? So we're speaking about ourselves. We spoke, let me, bring it back for those that are just coming into the chat. We were talking about ourselves in this Lion Gate, what it is that we need to do, okay, for the divine self. And it's to be an advocate for that, for ourselves. Be an advocate. Being able to have that freedom to move in the locations, and everything starts here first. Mentality, to be able to make those decisions. And in that, we will defeat and put to end. You see those swords, beloved? All those different situations of self-sabotage, backbiting, those particular things. Where you'll move here, again, being that King of Swords, okay? Being able to make those particular critical decisions, knowing who to partner with, because there we go with the friendships, right? But first you need to be a friend to the self. Be a friend to the self. And in that, you can have that rest. And with rest, you gain that wisdom. And then that particular love. Now, of course, love for self is first. That's for us, okay? But I was literally just speaking about, okay, well, no, maybe I don't need to do a love read, because most people will be speaking about or thinking about the person on the other side, or next to them, who's coming along with them, that sort of thing. And love came out the deck. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one. Let's just look at the confessions. Let's see what the confessions, the soul's part of the self. Okay, let's see what that's about. This gateway. Okay, this portalway. What's happening here with this portalway? How are you, beloved? How are you? Honey, my light was like, no. I'm going to turn this light off. You're going to be the light today. You're going to be the light. The sun is kind of nice, but you know how that gets. How are you? You like that? Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's look at those confessions. Now, again, you guys know I like to read for ourselves. So what about this love when it comes to ourselves? What's that true confession? Or what's that confession about that person that you got on your mind? Okay? Who is that person? What is it they're truly trying to confess? What is that, divine source? Help us out. I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck. All divine gratitude, beloved. All divine gratitude. Most definitely. Let's see what we have to say. More message of love. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. More message of love. It says, I am thinking of you. Ooh, it's really small. I am thinking of you. Even if I can't be with you, I am missing you every day, both day and night. I'm wondering what it is that you've been doing and how your days are being spent. Sometimes I wonder, do you think of me? And I urge and hunger, and I urge and hunger for you to reach out. I love you and I always will. Look at that. Well, we're just talking about, okay, we're not going to talk about love, but then love says, okay, you're going to speak about some love. You're going to love for the self and the love from someone else. And literally, love was in our last read. Remember our last read? Yes. Remember our last read was all about, okay, what are we manifesting for ourselves? And it was love too. Love was the first, I think it was the first one that came out the deck. Okay, so look into your books, okay? You should have made notes on it. And love was, yes, love came out in our reads last time. So most definitely, the centering and manifestation of love is necessary for the self, as well as anyone else. All right. So we're going to pull again. Remember, inhale deep, hold that crystal close to your chest. Give yourself that breath work that is needed. That breath work that is needed. Tell us, divine source, what else is that true confession? The soul. Yeah, I saw that right. Let's see what's that. Divine timing. Okay, for the self or that significant other. So divine timing. We are on our journey, and a divine dance upon the soul plane. It will manifest into a physical world in a perfect and divine timing. All we need is to trust. The faith in everything will unfold beautifully. That's what that says. So look at that. So love is pouring out majorly here. One more, divine. Tell us what it is. We need to be an advocate for ourselves, being able to stand, which is good. Love for ourselves, which helps us, I imagine, helps us love. Also helps us love everyone else. Look at this. You are mine. Look at that confession. My goodness me. All right, so it says, there is no one else in the world I would rather be with or replace you. We're meant and made to be together. We are destined. I am yours and you are mine. We have done this thing before and we will do it again. All right? Look at that. All right, beloveds. So, in closing, my goodness, I must say this. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I have to get my little ponytail, working it out. I must say this, with asking what it is that we need to do. We're talking about being an advocate for ourselves. And in being an advocate for ourselves, that freedom and location will definitely. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate that. You'll definitely have that freedom first here within the mind space to be able to move and make decisions that are needed. Yes, baby, I do love my little 90s. Okay, you're not lying. The 90s is working right here. You already know. I love that. You will be able to move in that, and having that decision making, you'll be able to deal with those swords. Okay, so whether it be internal, self-sabotaging, or external, someone doing something, putting up those roadblocks, you'll be able to be that King of Wands. Okay, so being able to decipher what it is that you need to do. While doing that, you'll be able to create those friendships that would ring true. And first, the friendship is with thyself. With that being said, you need to remember to have that rest, okay? And in that restful state, Oracle read, it will cause you to have wisdom in certain areas of your life. And the biggest one, look at that, is to have that love, have that divine balance with the self, which will help you. Look at that. Here we go. The confessions will have that message of love for yourself and everyone else. And look, in divine timing, if you're looking for that external love to be present for you, then this is what you're going to deal with. You're first going to deal with the self, okay? Again, you're first going to deal with the self. You have to deal with the self first, because how are you going to love anyone else? But it's there for you. It's available for you. Look, and the last one at the deck, you'll find it, okay? So the biggest thing I got from this is internally, first we have to deal with ourselves, okay? Be an advocate for yourself, standing on your square, being seated on your throne, and ruling from this place of liberation, this place of freedom. And in that freedom, you'll be able to make your decisions. You'll be able to stand true, face whatever comes your way. You'll be able to stand. And in standing and having your ground being centered around self, of course, realizing that breath is first, you'll be able to rest in that. And resting in that will definitely give you that wisdom to move forth of how to show love to yourself, all right? That's the biggest thing, how to show love for yourself, which then makes you even more attractive to everyone else. And in you being attractive to everyone else, you hear that message of love for yourself. And in divine timing, that external love, if that's what you choose, will come and it'll be presented to you, where you'll be able to sit now and be seated in a divine masculine and a divine feminine, and vibrating at your highest point of totality. I am so pleased with this. All divine gratitude, really all divine gratitude to Source. I was using the amethyst, which is peace, clarity, and protection. I spoke about what it is that we needed first for the oracle. And then thirdly, we did threes, okay? We did the threes. And then the particular positioning with the self and how we should move. And then again with the oracle, in that movement, what is meant and what will come towards us. And then what is established, what will be established, which is that love principle, okay? I so appreciate you, beloved. Yes, I so appreciate you. Most definitely. Now remember, if you want to do more of the intuitive read, which is a lot deeper, okay, it's definitely a lot deeper. Definitely let me know in the chat below. Most people contact me that way. I so hope and trust, or maybe I should say I trust. I trust the fact that this message, whether you're here now or you hear it later, will help you expand your divine divinity. Resonate in it, okay? Resonate in it for yourself. Because you came in the world by yourself, all right? Let's just keep it 100. And you're going to go out by yourself. But while you're here, resonate high by owning your own totality. Besito grandes amores. I so appreciate you. Definitely have to let me know certain things in the chat, okay? You do. You just do. You, my dashiki. I love my dashiki. Look, I'm trying to keep my hair a certain way because it looks weird to me. As long as it looks good, it appears good later, I'm good. Another way of showing you love yourself, okay? I appreciate you so much, besitos. Definitely, yes, remember to put the bells in the chat. Okay, that's just opening up the portal ways, saying that you agree with allowing Divine Source to give you clarity in whatever read you are listening to, especially if you're here following and watching me. Asheo Divines. Besitos. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to write it in your journal so you can follow it through, as well as your dreams. Don't forget. So we're actually doing the classes for that soon as well as scouring and mirror work. But that's offline. It's definitely offline. I'll see you again soon. Ciao. Ciao, beloved. Thank you so much. Ciao.